Good morning, everyone. How are you today? We're so happy to have you here. I'm Tami, the creator of the blog and this YouTube channel called Nutmeg Notebook. And this is where we share with you all about a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. And we are just doing a hangout today. We're kind of having a relaxed approach to everything this summer, which is badly needed around the Nutmeg Notebook household. So anyway, we do have some questions that have already been submitted that I will be answering. And if you have any questions about a whole food plant-based lifestyle, please feel free to put that in the chat. Preface it with 3 question marks and with 3 question marks. That just helps those questions pop out. Tom will be moderating the chat, as well as Jessie is here. Thank you for being here with us, Jessie. And hey, everybody that's in the community, we're so glad that you're joining us here today. It has been a crazy busy week for us. So as many of you know, it was Amazon Prime week. Well, not week, but Amazon Prime days on Tuesday and Wednesday. And we did several live shows. We did on Amazon and YouTube. We hope that many of you enjoyed the picks that we found and that you've gotten some of those things already. We've already gotten some of the things that we ordered. So that was really fun. And if you used our affiliate link for Amazon, thank you so much for supporting us, as we do earn a commission from that. And that helps us fund all the free content that we provide you here at Nutmeg Notebook. So I think, Tom, did you want to pop on? Did you already check and make sure that everything's working good? We've got sound.
I think I have your words matched up with your lips now.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. So I was trying to coordinate that what Tami was saying was the same as what she was thinking. I mean, no, what she was saying matched up with
You don't know what I'm thinking.
matched up with the video. So there's a little dial knob. The technology is that sound on these broadcasts travels just a skitch faster than the video, because the video is more data. Mm-hmm. And so I have this virtual knob in my computer, and I have to turn that until her lips match the words. And so sometimes, when you hear the sound cut out for a bit, where it like goes blank for just a quarter of a second and then comes back, that's me making lip syncing adjustments.
That must be every husband's dream, that they can control the volume.
It's the only time I get to control what comes out of how I don't get to control what comes out of her mouth, but I get to control how it comes out. So yeah,
that is too funny.
Yeah, I'm just drunk with power right now.
Wow, and so poetic with your verbiage. Wow,
yeah,
I'm impressed.
Well, I'm wearing my smart glasses.
That's
so
true.
I have big words when I wear my these are my reading glasses. So,
very nice.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to.
You get the iPad ready for me?
I'll get that ready. I'll let you start with your couple of submitted questions, and then we'll take it. Jump in on the chat feed, folks. I didn't get the reminder email sent out till late last night, since we had such a full Amazon day, as Tami was mentioning. So we don't have a lot of pre-submitted. We only have a couple pre-submitted questions. So this is your chance to jump in and have a conversation with Tami right here and now. And it's possible that I might add a bullet of wisdom or two as well, or in general be some kind of
a bullet of wisdom. Wow, you're just full of it this morning.
Or possibly achieve just being somewhat annoying. Okay.
I think we're a little punchy because we've had so much airtime.
Oh, the last 3 days have just been. We've been living in a studio for 3 days, and
I can't wait to have my kitchen
back. But today I was looking forward to it, because it's like we can kind of relax now.
Yes.
So we're
all the pressure's off.
Yeah.
So to speak.
So we're here to have fun today. Please come and join us. Jump in on the chat. I'm going to turn this over to Tami and check. What am I checking out? I'm getting your iPad set up.
You're getting my iPad set up.
But I'll be scanning for questions as you go. So check with me when you get to an end of a question there. Okay.
Okay, that
sounds
good. All right.
Talk to you guys later.
He's off screen. Okay, so the first question, and I want to apologize in advance to Lisa, because she sent this last week, and I missed it. And so I'm so sorry for that, Lisa, but I hope you're here today and watching so that you can hear my reply. So, and it was great questions. She says, "Hi, Tammy. For the fruit and veggies that you wash and store in your fridge for the week, how do you dry them prior to placing them in the fridge? I purchased flour sack towels for this purpose, but stopped using them when I kept finding hairs stuck in the fibers after laundering them. Yuck. I currently use paper towels but go through a lot of them, so I'm wondering if you have any suggestions for an alternative. Thank you, Lisa." So yes, Lisa, really great question. So I know that we did a video some months back where we got home from the grocery store and I started washing everything and laying it out to dry, and we did an impromptu YouTube video. So when Tom's done doing what he's doing right now, I'll ask him to go back and see if he can locate that easily so that we can tell you which video that was in. So here's what I do. So I go ahead and I wash everything. I use my dish drainer. It works great. And I'll put, corn on the cob and fruits and vegetables, lettuce, all kinds of goodies in there, and they can kind of drip dry. And then I also use just my regular, these are cotton, 100% cotton kitchen towels. And, they're very absorbent and they're pretty big. So you can take your lettuce and your herbs and you can put them in here, lay them out, and then I will take and roll this up and just apply light pressure to it.
We got to do some camera work here. You're not even on the screen.
Oh, am I not?
So can you start that over and I'll zoom out a little because I got you zoomed in. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Okay. And so I'll just lay it out, and then I'll put like greens on here, or I'll put my herbs on here, and I let them air dry for a while because that's helpful, and then I'll just roll them up in this and I'll just apply light pressure. And I actually saw Dr. Furman did a video one time where he was showing how he washes his romaine and preps it, and he uses a great big like bath towel for that. But I just use these, and these you just wash in hot water with your regular soap, and you can just do all the kitchen towels separately from the other towels that you have, and so that they're not contaminated by anything and shouldn't have any hair in them, and that works really great. And then I bought these, years ago, but I know you can get them everywhere. But these are for drying dishes on, and they're super absorbent. I bought a set of 2 of these at Costco, but Bed Bath & Beyond, Target, even any kitchen supply store should have these, and they're for the kitchen. It does have a little loop to hang it, but they're really, really absorbent. And so I'll put my fruits and vegetables on these because my dish drainer won't hold everything, obviously. And then if you have a salad spinner, you can also use a salad spinner, and you can put your greens in there, you can put your herbs in there, and then you spin it. It has a basket in it inside of kind of like a bowl, and it spins the excess water off. So that's what I do, because if you're using paper towels, you're using a ton of paper towels for that. So I find that the cloth towels work really well, and these work better than like the flour sack or the tea towels, because those just are not as absorbent. Although they are 100% cotton, they don't have enough fiber, I guess, to them. They don't have the thickness to absorb those the water off of those fruits and vegetables. And since we're talking about this, I also want to say that this Fridge Love book is packed full of awesome information, you guys. We have this in our Amazon store. We actually interviewed Kristen Hong a couple months ago, and she was amazing. And her book tells you where to store your fruits and vegetables depending on what type of style of refrigerator you have, and how to wash them, how to prep them, what to do to make them last longer. And with the cost of produce going up, as well as all of our groceries, it's so important more now than ever that we make sure that we are doing everything properly so that everything will last long. And it's different depending on what kind of refrigerator you have, where the placement should be, whether you have a double door with a freezer on the bottom like I have, or a side by side, or the traditional refrigerator with the freezer on top. So, and Kristen covers all of those in here, as well as some wonderful recipes too, and amazing.
Do we have that in our book?
Amazing. I think so. Look and see, but I think it should be, honey. It should be. So anyway, I hope that helps. If anybody has any other suggestions or ideas, some people also use their empty dishwasher. They'll wash their produce and use that top rack and put your produce in there and let it drip dry, and that can be very helpful too, especially if you don't have a lot of counter space. But if you have a dishwasher, mine's not empty very often, I have to say. That would be a tough one for me to do, because we seem to make an awful lot of dirty dishes. So anything about that, Tom?
I have some questions, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Sia's here. Hi, Sia.
Yeah, Wanda's here for a little bit before she goes off to the Vitamix Museum opening.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. Oh, Wanda, that would be really interesting. Some people, I know that some people do use a like a pillowcase, and they'll put their greens in a pillowcase and then spin the pillowcase around. I've never tried that, but lots of people have different ways that they do things. Yes.
Okay, we do have some questions lined up.
Okay, fantastic.
All right. First, we've got one from Karen Gaylor. She's been prepping salads once a week and eating a salad a day since seeing Tami talk about the salad course. It's been a game changer.
Aww.
So she's talking about our what's the whole title?
Beautiful chopped salad course.
Okay.
Learn how to prep it, chop it, and top it.
Yeah, so that, a link to that actually should be on YouTube underneath the video. Oh, you happen to have that right
I happen to have this right here, because I use this all the time.
Yeah.
I cannot remember all the specific quantities for the ingredients in my recipes. So this is the PDF, printable PDF.
There is a link in the show notes.
Great.
I put that in a long time ago, but it's still there.
Okay, great. So this is the printable PDF from our beautiful chopped salad course that you get. And it's full of, you get 25 different ideas for chopped salads, as well as recipes for all the wonderful things that we like to put in the salads. And then there's 2.5 hours worth of instructional videos that you can watch at your own pace. You can go back and watch everything as many times as you wish, and it will just help get you going on salads. So Tom and I have been eating a salad every day for one of our main meals since 2013. And around 2015, 2016, I was introduced to chopped salads by Chef AJ, and we have been making them chopped every day ever since. And we love them so much. And that is a big part of our being able to get healthy, stay healthy, lose weight, and maintain the weight loss, is our amazing chopped salads, you guys. So, of course, we have a lot of free content on YouTube and Nutmeg Notebook blog, where you can see how I chop salads and get lots of recipes. It's just with the video course, we have put everything together for you in one place, and then compiled all of those recipes in the book so that you'll have them and you don't have to go and piecemeal it all together from various places on the web. So, yes.
Okay, next question, and this might be slightly out of order in the chat, but MG is asking, what is our dish drying rack?
Oh, well, do you want to grab it and just show it to
Yeah,
him?
there's some like it on Amazon, but I don't want to. It's got water in it.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
I can rotate that camera briefly and
Okay.
and zoom in on it. And
It's mostly empty.
yeah.
It just has my
shears.
kitchen shears in it right now.
Okay, so I think I have enough cable.
Can you
Okay,
do it? Can you
free
do it?
kitchen
Can you do
tour.
it?
Wow. Okay. Where is it?
Right there.
You know, it's not real dramatic looking, so there it is. See, it's just a stainless steel wire.
And then it has a tray underneath it, a drip tray underneath it.
Yeah, and then it's got, this one has, I don't know if you can see it on the zoom, the tiny little spout over there to the right. Got too much going. There's a little spout over there that takes the water over to the sink, since our sink is in the corner, which is a little bit weird.
And then show him the arrow garden since you're there, honey.
Oh, yeah, that's our air garden behind the faucet there, along with some other plants.
I'm not sure what is showing on the camera. What are they seeing? Are they seeing it?
Oh, we're seeing you. I didn't switch. I need to switch.
There we go.
I switched to camera too. Okay, they didn't see any of that.
They didn't see any of that. They were watching me.
Okay, back to the dish drainer. There's the dish drainer.
And for some reason you're oh, I know what it is. Your shirt is in there. You were filming your shirt because you were in front of that camera.
Okay, well, my picture on this camera was great. I don't know what's up with you guys.
Okay.
So anyway, there's this thing, and there's that little spout over on the side, dripping over the sink, and I haven't been able to find that on Amazon. This nearly identical strainer is from KitchenAid. I'm going to look at the brand, and I'll have to put it in the show notes.
Okay.
So, but we're going to come back out.
And did you show them the arrow garden too, while you were over there?
It went by.
Okay, it went by. Well,
Yeah.
It's doing pretty well.
Yeah. Okay.
We've got basil going
I
in
have to
it.
adjust the light because the light from the arrow garden just really
Messes with the camera.
messes with the camera. So that's my heavily grazed basil plants growing there. We've been eating off of them a lot.
I had that fresh basil off of there in my fresh spring rolls last night.
This is gonna
They
be
were
a
so
wild,
good.
Video.
And I'm gonna have to make those again today because they were so good.
Okay.
Love fresh spring rolls. Okay,
All
great.
right,
Thanks,
so,
Tom. I've got a.
This says.
You're gonna look for. Woo! That makes me dizzy.
This is Polder, and so I'm gonna look.
Tom's gonna look on Amazon and see. Okay, so I have a question that was sent in from Mary. She says, this may seem like an odd question, but if you had to pick one brand of shoes that you already own to wear for the rest of your batch prepping life, which would you choose? Asking as a healthcare worker whose feet don't appreciate long stretches of time spent in the kitchen. Thank you, Mary. That is such a great question, and I don't have a simple answer for you.
I do have your favorite walking
Oh,
shoes
okay.
on
Well,
screen.
okay. So I'll tell you. Tom can put on screen my favorite shoes for walking, and this is the Hoka brand, and I like the Hoka 11 Bondi 7. That is my favorite shoe. Tom wears the Hokas too, and they are a little bit like walking on pillows.
Yeah, that one's yours, and this one is mine. That's my shoe.
Yeah, well, mine doesn't have the pink. I have just the white.
Yeah.
Mine are just black and white
Okay.
without the pink on them.
Yeah.
But they come in a wide variety of colors and also a wide variety of styles. And so they have a really thick sole. They have that rocking motion. So Tom and I both were recommended by podiatrists to get shoes that have that, is it called rocker motion?
Yeah, our podiatrist told us to look for that.
Yeah, because we both have problems with our feet. I've had 2 surgeries on my left ankle, and I've had 1 surgery on my right foot. You know, I've had a little piece of bone taken out of my second toe on my right foot and a screw put in, and I've had bunion surgery on that, and my feet are a mess. And they hurt a lot. And both of us have to wear shoes all the time. We cannot go barefoot on the even on the in the house. We have shoes that we wear just in the house, so that, you know, they're not dirty. But we have really bad feet. So the Hoka 11 Bondi is like I wear those when I go walking every day. In the winter time, I'll wear a pair in the house, but in the summertime, I like to have sandals because the enclosed shoes are just too hot, even in the house. And so I like various different brands that are all comfort shoes. So the Earth brand, I love those. In fact, that's what I have on right now. I could show you. And these, I have 2 pairs of these, and these are house shoes, and you can just see, and they're super.
But see how the arch is? It's got a very defined arch.
Yeah, it has a very defined arch, and it's super comfortable. And I have 2 pairs of these. I have one downstairs and one upstairs.
There, you can kind of see the arch there.
Yeah, and they're super adjustable, and I wear these in the house until it gets too cold for me to be wearing sandals in the house. We also both like the Dansko brand. Here, I'm just getting my shoe back on. This is going to be a crazy video today. We both like the Dansko brand, and Tom's podiatrist did recommend to him that he get a pair of the Dansko Mins. They're kind of like a clog, and because Tom was having a lot of problems with his
They do have a back
feet.
heel on them, though.
Yeah, they have a back heel on them, but it doesn't fit. They don't fit tight.
No, I don't wear them now, but they got me over the medical part of my problem.
Yeah. So, and I have, I don't know, probably 5 pairs of Dansko that I wear. I have the clogs, I have sandals, I have all kinds of them. I absolutely love them. And again, they have that rocking motion because it keeps your metatarsal
From
flexing. And because we both have problems with that. And then from the Walking Company, which is a shoe store, a comfort shoe store, I like the Abeo, A-B-E-O brand. And I have a lot of their sandals, so because those are really comfortable. And I want to tell you that to get our Hokas, we go to Fleet Feet or we go to REI. And my podiatrist recommended years and years ago that I go to Fleet Feet and get their professional opinion about which brand of shoes and which style and which size would be best for me, because they're highly trained to, they have you walk, they have you take your shoes off and walk sock-footed, and they watch you and they look for pronation and, just how do you walk, and then that gives them a good idea of what kind of shoe would be best for you. And a lot of us as we get older need shoes that help us, that have stability built into them to help us with that, so we don't turn our ankles. And so I've been buying shoes at Fleet Feet and REI for years now, just because they are so good at fitting you with them. And then I also like the Keen brand, K-E-E-N. I have Keen hiking shoes, and I have Keen casual shoes that they're so comfortable. Like, I can wear them all day. And after I had foot surgery in 2012, I didn't think I was ever going to be able to go hiking again or do my daily walks. My recovery was really slow. It took a long time. And I still, to this day, both my ankle and my foot swell. It's just crazy. But these shoes really make a difference. And then I also like the Solomon brand. I have waterproof hiking shoes from them, and I need, you know, a wide toe box, and I need good support and stability. So all of those work for me. And then let's talk about Heal That Pain inserts.
Okay.
Do you want to add anything to that for the Heal That Pain?
Yeah.
Because you discovered those.
Yeah, I get
for
those
us.
online. If you just Google Heal That Pain, a number of them will come up. You can get a partial insole, or you can get the full insole, and then you order them like small, medium, large. They give you the size ranges, and then you take a scissor and cut the toe box perimeter to match your size. And like the shoe that we just showed you, Tammy's, what's kind of if you're buying a shoe that has that rocking motion, so that your metatarsals are not getting... Metatarsals is the joint where your toes end and the main body of your foot starts. And if those get bent too far the wrong way, then that creates inflammation, irritates, arthritis. I had to wear the dance coats because I got a thing called metatarsal encapsulitis, where there's a sacker on each joint that holds the fluid, and that like swelled up and was causing a problem.
Wasn't that also called plumber's foot?
Yeah, because you're always, and that's how I got it. When I put all the footings in for the shed, I was on my feet with my toes severely bent in my boots, jackhammering and digging and pouring concrete, and that actually caused that injury. I saved money laying the foundation for my shed, but I paid it all back to the doctor. They all have in common also a good arch support, and that varies. What the amount of arch you have. Some people have higher arches. I do. Tammy has not so high arches, but I take out the factory insole and drop in a Heal That Pain insole. That's the first thing I do before I take those when I go try shoes on, so that I know that I've got enough height to accommodate that. So yeah, shoes are a complicated thing, but we're not wearing flat-footed Converse anymore. So
I don't think I ever did.
Yeah. Our son did that once and ruined his foot forever. We went on that big walk in San Francisco in Converse, and it was not a good deal. So
okay, so the brand name of the sandals that we showed you that I'm wearing today are Earth, EARTH, Earth brand, and I bought them off of the internet, maybe directly from the company, I think. And those are Earth brand.
Yeah. Oh, and before we move off of shoes, the one we showed in Amazon is not the lowest price to buy Hoka Bondis. I mean, if you got a bunch of Amazon points and you can get them for, using that's great. But they're a good, like $20 less at the Fleet Feet store. So
yes.
And that getting sized up. Amazon does have a order 5 pairs of shoes and send 4 back and keep 1 program now. I think I saw a memo on. But we're not recommending that you pay that price for those shoes. We just want to show you a picture of what she had.
Yeah, and they can be around like $150. They're not cheap. And also our podiatrist says to replace our shoes every 6 months or every 600 miles.
And I do it like once a year, probably.
Whichever comes
but
first.
But she walks a lot more than I do.
Yeah, I usually get 2 pair a year. So the brands that I like, the tennis shoes, if you want to call them that, the walking shoes, are the Hoka Bondi 7. The Hoka 11 Bondi 7. And most sporting goods stores sell that brand. Fleet Feet sells them, and so does REI. But REI doesn't have as many different styles.
And Fleet Feet's going to have more expert help.
Yes, and Fleet Feet has like a huge supply of them. And then the sandals that I'm wearing today are the Earth, EARTH, Earth sandals. But I also like the walking company's Abeo, ABEO. They have more like sport style looking sandals, as well as more like dressy ones. And I have many of them. And then the Dansko, DANSKO. And what else? And then the Heal That Pain inserts. Tom and I both use those, and our son uses those. And those have really been such a lifesaver.
I don't have those in any ideal list, but I mentioned that they are readily available on Amazon because they're one of these outfits where they multiply. Yep.
Do they multiply?
Those inserts just multiply in the garage when we're not looking. They have multiple outlets, multiple distributors, and so I'm sure one of them is probably on Amazon. So
Okay.
And I should, in our fashion and accessories, I should drop those in. And for reference, the Bondi shoe is in our fashion idea list on our Amazon.com/shop/nutmegnotebook. Sorry for the long URL page.
Right.
Okay, we have a couple of questions, Tammy. I've got one I've been sitting on here from Renee.
Okay.
And it's, I make the Joy plant milk and put cinnamon and cayenne in it.
Wow.
It boosts your metabolism up, and steam it like with a what do you call the steamer thing in the espresso machines? Is what she means by steaming it with the little pipe that goes down in. Steam a cup in the morning, and then put that with a half a cup of decaf. Been off of caffeine for 6 months. Congratulations.
Nice.
Do you think that's okay? It would be certainly okay for me. That sounds wonderful. I don't know if I would put. I know that cayenne is a metabolism booster.
It is.
I might put a tiny trace of that since you've got the Joy milk in there to offset that. So I would absolutely do that and not think that I was doing anything wrong. Mm-hmm. Tammy is more conservative on things than I am, but.
Well, it depends on what your goals are. Like,
the Joy milk is going to have some calories in it because it's based on almonds. And
especially if you are making the almond or the cashew, because it has a higher fat. And so, but if your weight's where you want it to be, it's kind of an individual thing.
Yeah, the nut milks we use a little bit, and Tammy uses some of the Joy powders, the oat milk actually, in some of your recipes to keep the calorie level down for those recipes, because the almond and the cashew respectively have more calories. But in terms of rich deliciousness, sounds awesome. My weight's pretty steady. I would drink that. If somebody was trying to lose weight, they probably should limit the amount of nut milks that they consume. But yeah, thank you for the recipe, Renee.
That sounds good. Oh, I also wanted to add, for the kitchen, for foot pain, get the kitchen mats.
Yes.
What are they called?
Kitchen mats. We are, every other time we go to Costco, we go down the mat aisle, and they usually do not have mats that we want to buy, but occasionally they do. We've gone through 2 sets of kitchen mats since we started using them. The little spongy, they're about a 1/2 inch tall, kind of spongy material, different textile type finishes. We've had some that are woven, some that are just brown and smooth, and right now we're without because our old set has worn out, and so now we're back on the hunt again.
Yeah, so those make a really big difference too. They're supposed to help with leg pain and foot pain because they're very cushiony, and if you are going to be standing in the kitchen a lot, I usually like to have 3 of them, one at the island where I do all my cutting and chopping, one in front of the stove, and one in front of the kitchen sink. So the places where I'm standing still for a long period of time, those can really help, especially if you have a hard floor.
And I like the ones that have the tapered edges so that they're less of a trip.
Yeah.
In my age, I have to worry about tripping on things. Yep. That's what the doctor said.
That's what he said.
Okay, Connie and Bill, you ready for this?
Yeah.
D. Kramer. Connie and Bill D. Kramer have a question.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
So we're Kramers and they're D. Kramers.
I like it.
Okay. What is your favorite stuffed potato? I have an answer for that. I like the baked potato, cut in half, put a bunch of lightly steamed broccoli in it, and then just dump a boatload of Tammy's cheese sauce on top of it. That's my favorite stuffed potato.
Okay. Well, what about the twice baked potatoes with the vegan ranch?
Those are delicious too.
Okay. Well, he likes the other better, the cheese sauce one. But if you'll look that up and post it for them. Okay. So on the blog, I don't think we did a video for it. Did we? I can't remember. It's terrible when you've got so many videos that now you can't remember what you've made. But on the blog, I know that we have a twice baked potato that's with my vegan ranch and the cheese sauce, and it has broccoli in it. But you could use cauliflower, you could use a lot of different things. But that is really delicious. So it's a fun baked potato, and you can make a lot at one time if you want, or you can just make, a 2 or 4, and it's delicious. And it can be a meal or it can be a side dish, and great for if you have to take something to a potluck. Anti-fatigue mats. Thank you, MG. I could not think of that to save my soul.
Here I found the Mexican stuffed potatoes.
So Renee says she likes the brand that she got from Front Gate fatigue mats. Thank you. We'll have to give these a try.
Okay, I found my potato.
Oh, you found yours?
Yeah. Hold on here. I got to switch over. Okay, so in the back there is my potato with the steamed broccoli with the cheese on it. Really simple. And one of Tammy's veggie burgers and some probably microwave corn in that case. And then I've got another one for you I'm going to find. So let me take a look for that.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the same one with the Mexican.
Well, that one, did you show that one? Because that one's with the beans, the corn, and the cheese sauce. That one is really good too.
Okay, yeah. So this is beans and corn, no rice, because the potato is the starch.
Yeah.
Cheese sauce and cilantro on top.
Yeah.
So.
And then what about the twice baked potato?
Will I search twice and baked? Is that?
Well, it wasn't too long ago that I made it.
Okay. I'm gonna do search now.
Okay, so he's gonna search. Okay. So have you taken us off of that picture?
Okay. And let me get you the next question here, though.
Okay, well, Jesse has one for me. I'll do it. So, Jesse, thank you for reposting Christine Plath's question. Traveling for the day, and I need a dinner idea to take. I'll have fingerling potatoes and barbecue sauce. What can I pair with that? Ooh, that sounds really good. Do you have a veggie burger that you could take, or a salad that you could take? I would do, you can make a chopped salad and pack your vinegar or your dressing separately and then add it when you're ready to eat, and also some fresh fruit. So if you're traveling by car, I like to take watermelon, grapes, an apple. I also like to take the quinoa banana oat muffins. Those travel really well as well. But I'm thinking if you've already got the potatoes and the barbecue sauce, which sounds really good, some broccoli or some asparagus or some cauliflower. They could be cold, already steamed and then chilled, or they could be raw, would be really good with that. A veggie burger would be great with it. The garlic chickpea croutons, I like to make those. I usually make a double or a triple batch, and we take those with us when we're traveling. We have a YouTube video as well as a blog post where you can get the recipe. That's the garlic chickpea croutons. They're wonderful because you're getting your beans, you're getting protein, and they take a while to eat. They're crunchy and they're delicious. So those would be my suggestions. And good luck to you. But the barbecue sauce and the potatoes got me. You had me at that. Sounds good. Judy was here. Thanks for joining us, Judy. Sorry you have to go. We'll see you later.
Okay, here you go.
Oh, there we go. Yay! So those are so good, you guys.
So this has got cheese and
ranch dressing.
Wow.
Yeah. They're so good.
I might have to change my favorite potato.
And you forgot about those.
So
I haven't made those for a while.
So I just Googled nutmeg notebook twice baked potatoes.
Uh-huh.
I put that in Google.
And here it came.
Yeah, not in our search.
Okay, show them the picture again.
And so it just goes straight to the page, and they're there.
Yeah, I think I have some russet potatoes, so I could make those for us.
But we didn't do a video. There's the whole.
Oh, not a video. Just I couldn't remember if we did or not.
So there's the whole batch of them.
Mm-hmm. They're so good, you guys.
And there's a top-down view.
Mm-hmm. Yum. So, I wish I had some of those right now.
Oh, there's all the different flavors of joy. Okay, and then here's your added.
Well, because they would also go good with those mushrooms.
Okay.
That would be really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is a variety. This is all vegan ranch twice baked potatoes. Okay.
Nice.
All right, so back to.
Oh, Wanda says she's putting those on her menu for tomorrow.
They would be delicious.
They would be delicious. Okay, so I have a couple more things that I want to show you guys. First of all, our oldest granddaughter picked this out for me for my next. I need a new book for my recipe collection when I'm developing recipes. And so she picked this one out. Isn't it cute, Tom? Did you see it?
Yeah.
She picked this one out for me, and then I also got this one. And so she was like, Lita, you need this one. And I said, okay, because it's so bright and pretty. And then I couldn't pass this one up, though.
So you got 2 new Nutmeg notebooks?
Yeah.
That's good, because I understood there was a conspiracy
to steal my
between
other
a
one.
couple of ladies that we know that were going to break in and steal the secret
I know.
recipe
I know.
development notebooks that
So
you have.
it's so fun. Look, it's all nice and neat and clean and blank, and I'll get to fill those with my recipe creations as we go. Then I wanted to show you guys, I have these new products from Local Spicery that are absolutely amazing. So this is the Salacious salt substitute. This tastes so much like salt, you are not going to believe it. It's amazing. So what's in it? It has, it says an unprocessed salt substitute made from completely natural ingredients: sumac, onion, tomato, mustard, kombu, thyme, and cumin. And all of them except the kombu are organic. The kombu is not organic, but I know that they get it from a very good source, because Nick at Local Spicery is extrememly particular about where he sources his raw ingredients, you guys. And then they mill this themselves.
Oh, here's Nick milling.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
When he mills peppers, he has to put on his breathing apparatus.
So we've actually visited them a couple of times. Their Marysville store is only about 30 minutes from us, and so we've actually gotten to go up there and tour it. You can see we have, I think, 3 different videos that we've made where we've interviewed Nick and had a tour of their store. And I just have to tell you, this stuff is so amazing. So he brought it to a dinner that we got to attend with him and his wife, and we were all just blown away at how delicious this is. So we do actually have an affiliate link with Local Spicery now, and so Tom has that link in our show notes. So in the description underneath the video here, you can find a link to it. And when you order, at the end of your ordering, in the little message box or comment box, you can put in there 2 different spices that you would like a sample size of. And with your order, they will include those 2 samples for you. I highly recommend this if you are missing salt, because it tastes like salt. It's incredible. And then they have this new Seedtopia. It is a 7-seed topper. So this is a medley of 7 seeds and more, adding a natural seed richness to any dish. It contains pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, sumac, coriander, toasted sesame seeds, nigella, which is the black cumin seeds. You guys know how much I love that. Flax seeds, cumin, and oregano. And all of this one is organic. This one is completely organic. So I'm going to open it up. I don't know. Oh, I should open up both of these to see if you can. Tom, would they be able to see these?
Yeah. Let me just check the focus on it, but I think so.
Okay.
Let me.
Just so they can see.
I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you. So I'm just right on the jars. If you glance over at the screen over there, you'll see where you're
Oh,
at.
perfect. Perfect. Look at this, you guys. These are amazing. So this is the salt substitute, and this is the Seedtopia.
Yeah, show them the labels forward. The names are kind of interesting. Perfect. Salacious and Seedtopia.
Yeah, I love the cute.
And so the Seedtopia, actually the Salacious is the salt substitute.
This is the salt substitute, and this is a little topper to use. You can, just sprinkle it on top of a potato, a sweet potato, on top of your vegetables. If you're doing a little bit of noodles, sprinkle a little bit of it. Because it has a little bit of sumac in it, it has a little bit of a salty flavor. Now the sumac, I hope I'm saying that right. I know that Shada always says that us Americans say it really wrong, because they say it different. But anyway, it actually has more of a bitter flavor, but to our tongue, because the bitter and the salty, the sour and salty are close together, it kind of tricks our tongue and makes us think that it's salty. So you could use this as a little sprinkle instead of like where you would normally use like a faux Parmesan. You could use this. It is delicious, absolutely delicious.
Yeah,
so
Carol Reed is asking, is local spicery in Marysville open to the public? She can't find posted hours anymore. They were before the pandemic started happening.
Yeah, their hours have been kind of weird because of the pandemic. So the best thing to do is to call and find out.
Yeah, they do have
if
a store.
there.
They do have a storefront. It's beautiful. But yeah, I would say call ahead, and if they've got staff there that can serve you, they may well invite you to come on in.
Mm-hmm.
But no, there's
but
not.
Call ahead.
Yeah, not regular hours right now. They're doing everything online, and
Mostly.
have been for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But there is.
But if they're going to be there working, then they would probably let you come in. But we can't say for sure. You need to ask.
Yeah, go ahead and
ask
call
them.
Okay.
And then. That's the Seedtopia. And then this is the Showstopper Topper. And this is like their version of the Everything Bagel seasoning. And you know how much I love to make Japanese sweet potato croutons. So I'm going to bring this closer so you can see it.
Showstopper Topper, yeah.
Yeah, Showstopper Topper. It's different than Dylan's from Well Your World because it doesn't have sunflower seeds in it.
Yeah, what's his little paragraph he's got printed on there?
I'll read it to you.
Okay.
How about if I read it? And so it's their version of the popular Everything blend, but with no added salt. Sprinkle it on top of anything to add flavor and crunch. So this is toasted sesame seeds, garlic, poppy seeds, onion, and black sesame seeds, and it's all organic. All of the ingredients in this are organic, and it is delicious. So I used it the other day. I was really wanting the Japanese sweet potato croutons, and so I used this the other day to make them, and it turned out wonderful. And then I also I really like their bouillon. I didn't get that out. Let me grab that. You talk to the people for a minute, Tom.
Yeah, if you, I didn't realize she abandoned her post. If you do wind up if you do wind up making an appointment to visit them directly, please do let them know that we sent you, and they'll make sure that you get your couple of free samples and take extra special care of you.
So this is the Bada Bing bouillon.
I'm
on the other one.
No, I switched while you disappeared.
Okay, this is the Bada Bing bouillon. It's okay, you don't have to go around. Okay. And so this is a salt-free, oil-free, dry bouillon, and you just mix it with water. So a tablespoon of this with water. So this contains carrot, onion, tomato, bell pepper, Anaheim chili, porcini mushroom, mustard, parsley, cumin, and thyme. There's only 2 things no, 3 things in it that are not organic. The bell pepper, the Anaheim chili, and the mushroom are not organic, but the rest of it is organic. So, and you know, it's just so convenient to use this instead of the purchased bouillon, and cheaper to use this than to buy the organic bouillon. So anyway, those are those things. Oh, and then I wanted to show you. I love their containers. You'll notice this is the old style container that they used to have, and then because of the pandemic, they can't get these anymore, and so they have a new container, and that's what this is the new style of container. Still a glass container. It's just a little bit different because they've had to go with a different supplier. And I do like to take the labels off, and you'll see like this one here is empty, and I reuse these. So they're great for taking salad dressings on the go with you. You can just put your salad dressing in here and then pour it out. It works great for that. If you want to pre-measure out seasonings for the things that you make frequently, these are great for that. So that's why I like to take the label off so that I can relabel them. I also use it like if I just want, I have a little extra like lemon juice or lime juice or orange juice left over from squeezing it, then I can put it in here and stick it in the fridge. And so getting the labels off is a pain in the butt. If you guys have any surefire way to do that, let me know. So I have discovered that this Dawn Power Wash, I'll spray it on the labels, and then I will just let it sit in the sink for about an hour or so, and then come back and it will peel off pretty darn easily. And so this has worked really well for me for getting the labels off. But if you have a surefire method of doing that, let me know, because that's always a struggle to get those labels off.
Okay, Tammy, did you answer Christine Plath's question earlier about traveling?
Yes.
Okay, so then we have a new one at the bottom here. You last did a tour of local spicery in 2019. Do you think Nick would let you do another tour for us?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And what would you guys like to know that we didn't cover in that? Because we covered a lot of ground in that.
Yeah.
He also has upstairs, he has a kitchen, and you know, before the pandemic they wanted to be doing cooking classes there, and we were trying to think of what we could do to have cooking classes there with him as well.
Yeah, back in the library, our upload library, because they're not in the live section but in the regular videos, back a couple of years ago, you'll find a series of 2 interviews with Nick from Local Spicery, and I didn't have all my best sound equipment with me since that was a field trip, so the sound is a little weak on that. I apologize in advance. But Nick is a treasure trove of information, so if you want to learn about spices, you can watch both of those videos, and he really takes a deep dive on things that, you know, that were very interesting
and
to
their
learn.
Cinnamon is the best cinnamon ever. Let me grab.
Yeah, it's not like the mass-produced consumer cinnamon. It has flavor.
From Costco, no.
Yeah, it's like we tasted cinnamon for the first time when we got this.
Yeah, it's the Saigon cassia, and it tastes like it has sugar in it, but it does not. It is so sweet and so delicious. He's even had people come back and say, that cinnamon has sugar in it. And he's like, no, it doesn't. But it tastes like it does. So all spices are not equal. Trust me. Their onion powder, their garlic powder, all of their seasonings, all of their spices have so much more flavor than any other spices that I've ever bought. It's amazing to me. They just really pack a punch. So anyway, that's about local spicery. I had a question about my smoothie.
I'm
Mona,
looking for it. I'm looking for it.
Okay, Tom's looking for it, Mona. We're sorry. You guys get really chatty, and the chat feed for us goes really fast, and we can only see about
Here, I found it.
about
Okay.
10 at a time.
All right, here's Mona's question.
Yes.
Sorry I missed that. It was back up in the scroll. I make a smoothie with 1 cup each of spinach, kale, broccoli, microgreens, carrots, strawberries, pineapple, and 1/2 cup of water and 1 cup of soy milk unsweetened. Is this acceptable for veggie intake? For veggie, it's kind of the same conversation we had before. The veggie mix sounds really good.
Yeah.
The soy is going to add some calories to it.
Yeah, and some fat. And, I mean, everybody's different. So, for me to tell you, yeah, that's great, keep doing it. I don't know what your health conditions are. I don't know what your goals are. I don't know if you're overweight, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to maintain weight, if you're trying to gain weight.
Maybe it's just about getting vegetables. If the question's about getting vegetables in, when you say 1 cup, is that dense packed like spinach? You can have some loosely packed spinach in there, or you can pack it in really tight and literally have 2 to 3 times as much as just one loose fill. We like to.
I mean, it sounds amazing. It sounds great, and to have the microgreens in there, the spinach, the kale, the broccoli. I mean, nutrient-wise,
it's great.
That is great. So normally for people, if they're trying to like lose weight, we recommend that you not drink the smoothies, because the smoothies for most people are not as filling as if they ate all of that food in a bowl.
There's a thing about chewing as part of your satiety process.
Yeah.
And so in the weight loss mode, that when Tami does those classes, we're talking about really moving away from smoothies in that process, because they are too easy to consume too quickly with the extra fat inherently that they have to be nice and creamy. I will have a smoothie when we go like to Zest here locally. I'll order their maximum smoothie, but that happens maybe once every 2 months.
If that,
yeah.
But it sounds amazing, and nutritionally it's fantastic. You've got a lot of cruciferous vegetables in there, and the berries are great, and it sounds amazing. It sounds amazing. So, and for a lot of people, smoothies are a good way to get in extra greens that they otherwise might not.
And then there's the doctors have talked about that a time or two. The best way to get your vegetables in is however you will eat them. And if your only choice is to blend that smoothie and throw it into a big tumbler and head out to the car to get on your way to the office, then get your vegetables that way. If you have the time, chew your vegetables, and they will have more satiety to you over the morning.
But it sounds amazing.
It's just like when you saute. I mean, I take the 13 ounces of salad you make in our batch prep salads, and add a cup of rice to it, and 1/2 cup of corn, and a couple tablespoons of pumpkin seeds, and the corn, the rice, and 8 ounces of black beans. And that's when I'm done adding all that stuff. I now have 9 cups of greens.
8 ounces, or is it a cup? A cup of beans?
1/2 can.
Oh, 1/2 can.
6 ounces. A can, 12 ounces?
I think they're 15.
Okay. All right. Well, I was rounding up.
Yeah, you were close.
Okay. So that Ziploc 9-cup container now is nearly full. And we've talked about this before. I will graze on that for a good 40-45 minutes. I just, the fork, it's a lot of greens. In my stomach, it shrinks all down, because by comparison, Tami will take that same bin, and she wants a hot greens meal, puts it into our big deep saute pan, and it cooks down to this nice little serving bowl of greens. And I go, that's all you get? We're actually eating the same stuff, but hers turns into like 1/3 to 1/4 the size of what my chopped volume is. And so I'm very satisfied with all that stuff in the chopped salad. I'm not adding any fatty materials, like nuts. Well, the pumpkin seeds have some, but it's 2 tablespoons. That's kind of like my croutons in the chopped salad.
Yeah.
But I'm not adding, of course, any nut milks or any nuts or ground walnuts or anything like that. You could, but then that's going to just increase the fat content.
Yes.
So, do you have another question you've spotted there, or?
Oh, I'm writing down the Gougon recipe.
Oh, somebody's got a Gougon recipe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, but it just started moving. Adelaide, I hope I'm saying that right, says mix together 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 3 tablespoons of baking soda into a paste in a small sealable container. Okay. Well, that's not Gougon. That is, or maybe that creates like a Gougon.
Yeah, it's a Gougon recipe.
Okay.
It's not using Gougon, it's emulating Gougon.
Okay. Well, I've used Gougon, and the Gougon doesn't work for me as good as the Dawn Power Wash to get the labels off. But I like Gougon for a lot of other things. Okay.
CCR said they just checked the chopped salad course link. Do you have a coupon for the course? It is
already reduced.
Our launch price was 67, and then we are running it now at 47, which is about 30% off. Mm-hmm. So you don't need to use a coupon for that. I went into the system and reset the price. So, for anybody looking at the course, when you order courses off the Nutmeg Notebook page, when you purchase them, you stay right on the page and you click on View Course and then Play Course. It's right now. It's immediate. The program, it's called WooCommerce, that handles the credit card charges and stuff, sends this email out that says processing. Well, it's processed immediately, and I need to find out if I can change that to have it say processed. But in that
yes.
email, you get that acknowledgement email. There's a button in it that says View Course. So View Course means go to the course and start watching it. It's immediate. The processing, if it was a physical product and we were like having to ship that out, then we would have to ship it, and then we have to go back into the system and tell it that it's been shipped. So it's kind of like doesn't apply to this situation because it's an immediate electronic delivery. You're not waiting for an email. You're not waiting for an acknowledgement. Once you buy it, you're right in the site already. Mm-hmm. Click on View Course and start watching. The PDF file, the recipe book that Tami held up here, and it's an electronic version of this, is in the second module. The introduction I've got unlocked so everybody can watch the intro. And then when you go to click on the Prep It course, if you purchased it, then you get to see the lesson attachments down at the bottom, and that's where you print this by clicking on lesson attachments. That attachment on Prep It module, because there's like 12 or 13 video modules, is for the entire course. That's the only place where this guy lives, and I put it on the very first paid module, so that people can access it.
And you don't have to print it out. You can just
put it in your iPad. Yeah.
You can download the PDF. Like I have it in my iPad. I have it on my phone. So when we travel, I've got all those recipes that are in here.
Yeah.
I have them with me, and then if you want to print it, then you can print it. And if you take it to an office supply store to print it, we do have
a permission
in the front of it. Because when we went to print it, they were like, "Oh,
this is copyrighted material."
This is copyrighted, and I was like, "Turn the next page. That's me." But we also said
that was so funny.
You may print the pages from this digital book for personal use only, and so we have given you permission in there. So if the person behind the counter...
And they can read that on their computer screen. When you give them the file,
yes,
that you can just tell them the permission is in there. So,
yeah.
But anyway, yes, there is no processing. It's all instant and immediate. That's a program thing that I haven't figured out how to have it just say process.
Yeah, we get questions from people frequently.
A lot of emails on that one. How long does it take to process your order? 0 seconds. Yeah,
it's good to go
as
right
soon as
now.
You click buy, you own it.
That's right.
And you can watch it. Don't leave the site. Just click on View Course and then start watching.
Okay. Any more questions?
Let's see.
Oh, the rest of the question is this for the smoothie was, is this acceptable for my veggie intake? You can't have too many veggies. Let us just say that. that
You can eat veggies until you're full, and then you should stop.
that's right. But I'm just saying you should have some veggies at every meal, including breakfast. You should have veggies. Every time you eat, you should be eating
Do
some
my blueberries count
veggies.
as veggies?
No, those are a fruit.
Dang.
You don't have any
I
veggies
eat
in the
a
morning.
lot of vegetables at nighttime. I'm sure that there's leftover
And
vegetables.
usually your lunch as well.
Yeah.
Your lunch has
I'm
a
getting
lot of
2
veggies.
meals of vegetables.
Yeah, yeah.
I do
No,
know-
you get plenty of vegetables in over the day. Most people, however, do not, and so that's why the plant-based docs say eat vegetables at every meal, and you can think about what Dr. McDougall says. Do the 50-50 plate, where half of your plate is non-starchy vegetables and the other half is starch. If you do that at every meal, then you will be getting plenty of vegetables.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
Okay. All right. We are. I think we're caught up.
I think,
So-
are we? Okay, I'm just glancing to see.
Adele says eat veggies until you turn green.
I love it. I love it.
So.
So lots of conversation going on about potatoes.
Availability of potatoes has been an issue here and there.
Yeah, it can be tough. I did a Facebook post one time, I don't know, a year or so ago, could have it been even longer, where I asked, please put where you live and where you buy your sweet potatoes.
And what their names are, because it's different region to region.
They can be called Jersey yams. Some places call the Hannah's white sweet potatoes. They can be called different things in different places. But we've done videos about the potatoes. We recently did a batch cooking video where we talked all about, I showed you the potatoes that I had and showed you what they all looked like. So that was just last week. We did a batch prep video, so check that out, because I baked potatoes and I showed you the potatoes and talked about them. And we have other videos where I've done that as well. We have a video all about potatoes, how I wash them, how I bake them, and what they look like.
Yeah, if you search on YouTube, Nutmeg Notebook, all about potatoes, that video will come up straight away.
It was July 23rd, 3 years ago, I think. Because
it was on your birthday.
It was on my birthday.
Okay.
We did it on my birthday before we went out for lunch.
And so far as we know, the makeup potatoes has not changed in 3 years.
I don't think that it has.
It's still a valid video. Yep.
I think the potatoes are all the same. So, yeah.
Okay.
And Sia from 60 Living taught me how to steam potatoes. I'd never thought to steam my Japanese sweet potatoes, but she was like, in 5 or 6 minutes, if you don't have any baked, you can steam them, and in 5 or 6 minutes you have a potato ready to eat. And I started doing that, and they are amazing. So I would just scrub them, slice them,
Yeah, pretend camera one.
about 1/4 of an inch thick, and then boil some water, put my steamer basket in, and so that the potatoes aren't boiling, they're just getting steamed. And seriously, 5 to 6 minutes, that potato is cooked, and they're so moist and delicious. They will be less sweet than if you oven roast them. Roasting them in the oven allows the natural sugars in them to kind of come to the surface and caramelize, and they'll be sweeter. And some people get to a point where the sweet potatoes are too sweet for you, and sometimes they are too sweet for me, and steaming then is a nice alternative. I still do batch prep, oven roasting my potatoes for the week, but when I run out, I will just steam a potato to have with my meal. So give that a try if you want something different.
She is asking, how do you make potatoes without foil?
Oh, well, you just watch my video from last week, or watch the All About Potatoes video from 3 years ago that we did. We just put them on a Silpat mat or a baking sheet that is lined with parchment paper and bake them. Not a problem.
Yeah. She is staying up late.
They don't need,
It's
they
almost,
don't,
almost bedtime there.
oh, she says she likes baked potatoes too. Yeah, so just, you know, use your baking sheet. And just for easy cleanup, I like to put either parchment paper down or use a Silpat mat, and then 400 degrees for an hour for like the big russets. Those take about an hour. The Japanese sweet potatoes or the bigger sweet potatoes, sometimes those can take like an hour and 15 to an hour and 20 minutes. I do pierce the white potatoes like a russet. But I don't pierce the sweet potatoes. I have only, in all the years that I've been making them, I have only had one sweet potato blow up on me. And that was just recently. A Hannah yam blew up. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I was so mad because it got my oven dirty. And I hate to have a dirty oven. So anyway, but then watch our videos too, Sia. Parchment, yes. Almost dinner time here. Nice. Yeah, I would really enjoy the steamed potatoes. And so Dr. Doug Lyle talks about wet starches versus dry starches. And if you're in weight loss mode, it's better for you to eat more of the wet starches than the dry starches. So what's the difference? So a baked potato or an air fried potato is going to have less water content in it because the baking process and the air frying process has dehydrated it somewhat. It has drawn moisture out of it. When we draw the moisture out of the food, any of the food, then we're increasing its caloric density. Also, because we're removing some of that water, it's going to be a bit smaller in size than it originally started, and it's going to be a little bit less filling. Now, we all know that if we, you know, have a nice big potato that we just eat, it would be very filling. When we slice it up and turn it into air fried French fries, even though they're oil free, we can eat a lot more of them. And the reason is they're more calorically dense. And we are hardwired to seek out the highest calorie density food for the least amount of effort. So when you're in weight loss mode, maybe steamed potatoes might be better than air fried potatoes. And having your oats cooked with water, that makes them puff up and increases the volume, and then you're ingesting that water as well as the fiber and getting all the nutrients, and it's going to be more filling because it's going to take up more room in your stomach. And so that would be, you know, like when you take the dry pasta and you cook it in water and it swells up and becomes bigger, and that makes it be more filling as well. And when you ingest it, then you are increasing the amount of liquid, the amount of water that you're getting with it too. So, you know, it's a small nuance, but for some people who have difficulty losing weight, it can make a really big difference for them. And also, it's just so much easier to eat the things that are higher calorie density. So like when we do potatoes for the air fryer, I'll cut up however many potatoes I would eat. If they're the small Yukon Gold potatoes, I'm, you know, probably do about 3 of them. If it's a russet, then I just cut 1 russet and you know, have those potatoes be the size that I would normally eat if I was just eating the potato, not air fried. And that helps prevent overeating, getting too many calories in. So let's see.
I think Mona started to ask a question, but she hasn't had a chance to finish it yet.
Okay, Mona, try again. Mona, we got here we go. Our cooked beans, dry starch. Cooked beans would be a wet starch. That would be a good wet starch because you've cooked them in water. They have swelled up, and now when you ingest them, they're going to be very filling. You're getting all that fiber. They're full of water. They're full of fiber, and they're going to be delicious. So, I think I'm good.
Okay.
I think we got caught up with everybody. This has been really fun, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it today. We certainly did. I think we did cover quite a bit of ground here. And we'll be checking with Nick from Local Spicery and seeing if we can have him on or go up and visit the store again. And what do you think?
I'm sorry, I was reading a comment that popped in
Oh.
just now. I didn't hear what you said. I am so bad. Yeah, I think we're caught up too.
Okay, so Deb says, just cooked up Japanese sweet potatoes for my salad today. How should I store the remaining potatoes? I just put them in an open container standing up, and they last about a week for us in the refrigerator.
With no lid, so that they don't get mushy. With no lid,
yeah. Now, if you look it up on the internet and say, how long can I keep cooked potatoes? It's going to say 3 to 5 days. And we keep them a week. After 7 days, if we haven't used them up, then I will take and freeze them. And sweet potatoes and the regular potatoes can be frozen, and then you can use them, you know, in many different ways. You can add them to a soup. You can end up air frying them. You can just heat them up in the microwave, however it may be. But we've been doing this for years, and we've never had any problem eating a 7-day-old already cooked potato.
Yeah, and you know, you stand them on end so that they're not smashing on each other. The white potatoes, the golds and russets, if you have them, just sit there. The sweet potatoes will weep a little bit, and you might have a little bit of baking juice in the bottom, but that has never been an issue.
We've got some spam to get rid of there.
Okay.
And watch our batch cooking video that we did last week. I think it was last Tuesday that we did an impromptu batch cooking video, and I, you know, showed you what I was doing with all the stuff that I cooked that day. So that would just be a few videos back, and I think it was a week ago Tuesday that we did that. So Sherry says, I can't imagine potatoes lasting more than 5 to 7 days at my house, right? We go through a lot of potatoes as well. They're just so good. Oh, Karen says that using a blow dryer on the labels softens the adhesive. She's had luck with that technique too. That's a great idea. Yeah. So, like, I'll freeze the leftover. If we have sweet potatoes at the end of the week, after 7 days, they start to get weird, and then I'm afraid of bacteria, and so I'll freeze them. But then they're great to use. I'll make for the sweet potatoes, I'll take those and use those to make my chocolate chia pudding. And, you know, I'll just thaw them out and then make the chocolate chia pudding, and they're really good that way. Our grandkids love just the regular orange, the jewel or the garnet sweet potatoes, to be put in the Vitamix with a little bit of water and some unsweetened applesauce and some cinnamon, and puree that. And they like that to be served warm, and they think that is so good. And so that's kind of fun to do too. So, but you can do a lot of things with them. You can just thaw them out and then air fry them, and they'll be delicious. Or just heat them up and, you know, add them to a salad, cut them up, add them to a salad. I like them cold too. I like cold, already baked sweet potatoes. You've heard of, you know, a potato in your purse. And oftentimes, if we're going to be gone away from the house and we're not sure if we're going to be back in time to eat, we will just take sweet potatoes with us, or Yukon Gold potatoes with us, already cooked, and we just like them cold. I'll use one of those little lunch blue ice jobbies. We'll just put them in a bag with that, and you know, then we can eat that in the car, and that way you don't have to worry about where we're going to go find something to eat. It's quick and easy. You don't need any utensils. You know, we've also air fried them and put them in parchment paper and then wrapped foil around that and packed them in a backpack or a little cooler, wrapped up in a towel to help keep the heat in. So if you're going to like an outdoor festival or music in the park or what have you, and you know there's not going to be any food there that you can get that's healthy. And the potatoes or the sweet potatoes are so satisfying and so filling, and add a piece of fruit to it and you've got a meal. So don't underestimate the power of starch, you guys, and the power of a potato. Adelaide says, I think potatoes might have some natural ability to keep longer since they even stay underground for so long. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they do. But we've been eating them 7 days old for years, and we haven't gotten sick yet.
So how do you know if it's Adele or Adelaide?
I don't. I'd like her to tell us.
Okay.
Is it Adelaide or Adele? I don't know.
Well,
Adele, I thought would be Adelle.
Yeah, I understand that. Okay.
That's why I thought maybe it was Adelaide.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm terrible at names, you guys.
So choice number 1 is
names.
Adele, and choice number 2 is Adelaide. So she can just reply 1 or 2, and then we'll know. Or there might be a choice 3 that we're totally naive to.
Well, that could be too.
Okay.
That could be our luck. So, we've got to get ready. The grandkids are coming today, and I've got to figure out what I'm going to feed them and what we're going to bake, because they've eaten all the goodies that we made last time. So we've got to do some baking. They love to make banana bread and muffins and granola.
I got to break down our 3-day studio here.
Whew, I'm so glad I'll be able to have my kitchen back.
And thank you to everybody that joined us for Prime Days.
The first way you said, like the singer.
Adele.
Oh, it is Adele. Okay.
So in other words, I was right.
And I was wrong.
Wow.
Does that make you so happy?
What's today's date? July 14th, it happened.
You be nice.
Thank you, Adele.
You be nice. Okay, it's
Adele's
Adele.
my new friend.
Okay. Well.
All right.
I'll be your old friend then.
Okay, good.
Because you don't get rid of your old friends.
You can be my lifelong friend.
I am your lifelong friend.
Okay.
Who have you known longer than me?
Nobody, actually.
Okay. All right.
All right. Okay, let's get going.
Well, thank you, Jesse, for being here and helping today. And you did a great job solo. We thank you so much. And you've helped us all week long. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we had a good hunt today. We actually had a troll we were able to take down.
Yeah.
We
haven't had a troll
in
a long time. Somebody had way too much time on their hands today.
Yeah. Oh, and I reported them to Jesse like twice. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're gone.
Oh, good. That's good. Well, you guys also know that I'm on Instagram and Facebook as Nutmeg Notebook. I've been doing reels on Instagram and Facebook. Please check those out. Tom's been getting credit for those reels from people. People are like...
on the last 2, I helped.
On one piece.
On just the sequencing of the frames, but she does all the rest. So
yeah, so I've actually been the one making the reels. So,
I edit the YouTube videos.
Yes, and Tom, he doesn't have time to do the reels, and so I'm learning how to do those, and I'm getting better. Every week I think, oh, these are getting better. They're getting better and better. And so I do need your help with the music. Adding the music to them would be nice, because I know that he would do a much better job than me. But anyway, join us there. Also visit the blog and subscribe to the blog too, because Tom does send out reminder emails when we're going to go live, or when there's special events happening in the plant-based community, or when we find out that there's really good deals on different things that we think that you would benefit from having in your kitchen. So I think that's all I have.
Okay.
I'm Tammy.
And I'm Tom.
And
did you say we're going to be back next week on Thursday?
I did not, but thank you for remembering that.
See you same time, same place next week, 9 o'clock Thursday. Okay, there'll be an email. All right.
Sounds good. I'm Tammy.
And I'm Tom.
And we help you
get healthy and stay healthy, one meal at a time.
Bye, you guys.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jesse.